Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer. The feature race at Santa Anita on Saturday is race number 6. It's the $100,000 California Flag Handicap. Before we get to the analysis, Breeders' Cup time is just around the corner at Santa Anita. Head on over to drf.com/bcpack and visit DRF's one-stop shop for PP's, Clocker Reports, picks, and handicapping packages. Here's the field for the California Flag Handicap. We're going to scratch the number 4. It will leave us with a field of 7. Number 2, Tribalist, a crack turf sprinter, 9-5 on the morning line. It'll be curious to see where he is on the Timeform US pace projector. The 6, my friend Emma, is expected to make the early lead. Tribalist is tactical. He'll be close. But the real question mark of this race, Mike, is does What a View have turf sprint speed?
I think that is the real question. If he can sprint, he's probably going to be pretty tough in here. I hate taking horses like this, Dan, turning back on grass, but if he can do it, he's supposed to be hard to beat, I think.
Not only has he never sprinted on the turf in his career, this is the first sprint race for What a View since 2014. He was a perfectly fine middle distance horse for a while in the Southern California turf ranks, Grade 1 winner going a mile, I believe. He still has that potent speed. He showed the way in the Del Mar Mile last time out. But do you wonder if this is sort of a sign of desperation from the connections? He's 8 years old. Maybe he's lost a little zip off the fastball. Let's try something different.
I mean, I do sort of feel that way. I mean, it's only run twice this year, so it's hard to say what they're thinking. They're not going to go on and run him in any of the remaining big races going longer. So they'll try sprinting him here. Again, I hate taking horses like this, but he can win.
But he is very, very fast going out of the gate. I'm assuming Tyler Bass is just going to send and hope that he's faster than the rest of these horses. As for Tribalist, he's 8 years old and he's had trouble making it to the races. This is only going to be his 14th lifetime start. But he has a couple of triple-digit Beyer speed figures on display, and last time out in the Eddie D, it was his first start off a layoff, which is never a surprise with this horse. He usually runs off layoff lines. He was just 3-4 wide every step, couldn't make up ground late, and he was facing much better horses.
Yeah, I think that's the real excuse you want to give him. He was wide. He was in the mix down to about mid-stretch. He made a wide run on the turn. He got into contention. Those horses are just too good for him, Dan. He got out-finished at the end. I thought he ran fine two-back, although it wasn't as close between he and Eddie Haskell as it looks on paper. Eddie Haskell was way the best in that race, too. I don't know. He hasn't won a race in 2 years, over 2 years, but he's been right there a couple times. I think he's the horse to beat.
Like What a View, the number 3, King Agner, turns back significantly in distance with middle distance speed. This horse has at least sprinted on the turf in the past, way back in the summer of 2018, beaten a length coming from out of it. So while this horse has shown speed going longer, I would expect him to be taken off the pace and be out-sprinted early under Martin Garcia. He does have a couple of interesting races on turf. That race 9 furlongs was just maybe a little bit too far for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he can't handle the grass, even though he hasn't won on it. He's another one. He's got to cut back here. All the improved speed, it seems like he's been showing lately, is when they stretched him out. So we'll see if he can keep up close as they cut him back. He's okay on turf. I don't know. I could go either way on this horse.
And this is a first race off of a fairly long layoff, and I wonder if they're just using it as a prep for something longer down the road. We'll move on to the number 5, Castle, a winner 2 starts back, going 5 furlongs on the turf, claimed out of his most recent start by Mark Glatt. That was a pretty decent race where he was wide. There wasn't a lot of pace in front of him. I'm not sure he's this class of horse because he's yet to crack the 90 Beyer plateau, but he's fairly consistent.
He is very consistent. He's more of a claiming kind of horse. I don't know if he really fits that well in here. It's interesting because Mark Glatt, he's really good off the claim overall. Not good off the claim on turf. You can look that up in Formulator. You will not be impressed.
The number 6, my friend Emma's versatile enough to have won on all 3 surfaces, dirt, synthetic, and turf, and is graded stakes placed on the Tapeta at Golden Gate Fields. But off a long, long layoff, I wonder if this horse has lost just a little bit of zip off the fastball. Capable of 90-plus Beyer speed figures back in 2018 when in really good form, and maybe he's rounding into his best form as he makes his 4th start back off that elongated layoff, but he's gotten tired in his last 3. He does have speed, however, and we'll know him early at a price.
Yeah, the positive way to look at him is that he's just sort of rounding back after a really long layoff, but he has not run up to his best yet. Maybe he'll turn it around here. He's actually pretty talented on his best day, and he would be an interesting horse in here with his speed if you felt like he was going to be able to run one of his really good races.
Portando was claimed for $20,000 2 starts back and came with an improved performance for a $35,000 tag last time out at Del Mar. We'll take a look at that race right now. He was a big price at 10-1. He is angling to the outside, just sneaking into third right now, and he's only going to be beaten ahead by Italiano, who is a solid claimer, not a stake source like this. Portando might need a real big pace collapse as he steps up in class.
Yeah, we'll see if this race sets up okay for him. I didn't know if he was going to be good enough anyway, Dan. He's another horse. We see a lot of these out in California. I remember him from his days back in New York when he was, he was okay when they switched him over to turf, but he was still more of a claiming type.
Grinning Tiger, number 8, is in very good form. He just won at Los Alamitos with a 93 Beyer speed figure, but the big question is to whether he is a turf horse. Portando handled him in his one and only start on the turf back in June at Santa Anita. He does have a lot of early speed, however, and I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he goes after my friend Emma and What of You early.
Yeah, he's got speed, and he has improved for this trainer in his recent starts. His figures are headed the right way. I don't really look at him as a turf horse, though.
We'll take a look at our top selections for the California Flag Handicap. I agree with you. The Tribalist is the horse to beat, and he might get some pace to run at. I'm just very curious to see what we get from What of You, the old class master. He's been away a little bit. I'm sure Phil D'Amato's tried to drill some speed into him as he breaks from the inside post. But for me, I'm going 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I was curious about What of You as well, but I went 2-1. I took the proven turf sprinter.
Tribalist is a proven turf sprinter and a good one at that. He's the morning line favorite on the $100,000 California Flag Handicap. It has an approximate post time of 3:15. Good luck.